Hey everybody, Jeff Reinhart here. Welcome back. LL League Football, Week 7. This will be your Section 2 preview video. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, big whopper Section 2 game this week. Let's start with that. Garden Spot. Spartans are 3-0, 5-1, tied for first. And they will hop on the bus and go to Lampeter, take on the Pioneers. LS, 3-0 and 5-1. Wow. Sole possession of first place on the line in Section 2. Circle this one. 3 stars. Garden Spot humming along. Number 1 in the league in scoring margin. Number 1 in the league in turnover ratios. Garden Spot's a plus 12, which is a big number. Turning people over, short fields, bang. Touchdown. Usually Armbrust to Schlegel. Wow. I saw a note online this week about state leaders, and it looks like Armbrust with his 20 touchdown passes for LS, for Garden Spot, is number 1 in the state in touchdown passes. He and another kid, don't remember where he's from, but they each have 20 touchdown passes through 6 weeks. So Armbrust is number 1 in the state in that category. He had 6 touchdown passes last week. 3 more to Schlegel, who has 13 touchdown catches. Wow. Those two have been awesome. They'll get a tricky defense here with LS. Number 2 defense in the league, giving up just 214 yards a game. And as usual, LS has been balanced. Number 3 in the league in total offense, 374 yards a game. Nate Shank is with the passing leaders. Groff and Neff and McCruden are all with the rushing leaders. Lopez is with the receiving leaders. Neff is with the receiving leaders. A ton of balance for LS on both sides of the ball. And they're sizzling because they're coming off a shutout win over Mannheim Central. LS has given up 1 touchdown in section play. That's it. To Cocalico. So 42-0 over Lebanon. 7 points given up to Cocalico, and then 22-zip over Mannheim Central on the road, which was mighty impressive. Central's first shutout loss since 2000. So LS has been stingy and cashing in on offense. Line's been good. They will be tested this week, though, with Garden Spot's weapons. Armbrust, as mentioned, has been great. Schlegel has been awesome on the flanks. Not sure if Lopez or Groff will mark him. They could switch it up. But I also suspect that he's going to see some safeties over the top. So, tons of fun numbers. Fabulous game. Sole possession of first place on the line. Garden Spot at LS. I'm not blogging this game, by the way. I'm going to go watch Lancaster Catholic at Northern Lebanon in the big Section 3 game this week. So I will not be in Lampeter. So if you jump on the live blog on Friday night, make sure you send me updates from that game, pretty please. Garden Spot at LS. Good times. Okay, Section 2 football, LL League. I don't know if this was any other season or in different eras past, this would be the game. It's not so much the game anymore, but it's still fun. I call it the granddaddy of all LL League football rivalries. Mannheim Central, Barons are 2-1, 4-2, coming off the 22-0 loss to LS to drop out of first place. They go to Whitmer and get Conestoga Valley. Bucks are 1-2 in the section and 3-3 overall, so they're kind of right on that bubble line here for section race and District 3 Quad A race. CV's been there the last 2 years, so you know they'd love to get back. Central coming off a shutout loss, 22-0 to LS. First time since 2000 that the Barons were shut out in a game, and that was against Strathaven in the Eastern Final at Hershey Park. Sent out a note to see if I could find the last time Mannheim Central was shut out at home. Haven't heard yet, but it hasn't been since at least 1999, so it's been a dozen years plus since Mannheim had a shutout loss at home. So they're looking to get back on track here, pick up some pieces, and stay in the race, because don't forget, LS or Garden Spot's going to lose here. And Central still has to play Garden Spot in Week 10, so some goofy things could happen here in Section 2. Central's dominated this series. I know CV won in 1991 and then didn't win again until 2006 in Week 10 at Mannheim, 12-7 Bucks to win the Section 2 title. Mannheim Central's won the last 4 in a row here to kind of get, back on track. And they've dominated this series, as mentioned. CV also coming off a tough loss, 42-40 to Solanco. A lot of points in that one. Keep an eye on Anthony Brown in this one. CV's running back, number 1 in the league in rushing, 975 yards. So if he has his usual night, he'll be the first LL back to hit 1,000 this season. 975 for Mr. Brown. Rushed for 329 yards and 3 touchdowns last week in the loss to Solanco. Brown against Welk in that one. That must have been a lot of fun, and 82 points on the board. Holy. Central's been pretty good defensively, so we'll see what they do with Mr. Brown. Granddaddy of all LL League rivalries. Not as much juice and buzz around it this season, but Barons need one here to stay in the lead pack, and CV needs one to stay on that line there for the district race and the section race. Manheim Central at CV. Okay, next up, Elizabethtown goes to Cocalico. Bears are 0-3, 0-6, giving up 281 points. That's the most in the league. And Bears are last in the league in total offense. They're only averaging about 225 yards a game. Struggling. Not a fun season for the Bears. Did beat Cocalico last year, though. Don't forget. Knocked them off, and then Cocalico ended up, getting hot, making the run to the AAA district finals before losing to McDevitt. So Cocalico would love some payback in this game from last year. Cocalico getting a little momentum here. Good win last week against Lebanon on the road, 29-28 in overtime. So Cocalico survived. I think Lebanon came back at the end to force overtime, and then Cocalico pulls it out in OT. So some good momentum for Cocalico. It definitely needed that. And Eagles want some payback for last year over at E-Town, no doubt. Bears at Eagles. Oh my. Okay, last Section 2 game for the week. Lebanon, 0-3, 2-4. 4 losses in a row. But showed some signs in the Cocalico game last week of sort of snapping back. Passed for 340 yards and did some things. Cedars go to Solanco. Enjoy that bus ride for a 7:30 kick, no less. Mules coming off a good win over CV, 42-40. Survived them, came back. Solanco's 2-1 in the section, so they're still kind of hanging right around there. And 2-4 overall. Number 1 rushing offense in the league, Solanco, 1,585 yards. Joe Welk, I want to say, is second in the league in rushing, and if he pops his normal night, he should also go over 1,000 yards this week, knock on wood. You know what Lebanon's doing. They're going to throw the ball. Troutman and Piles have combined for 1,584 passing yards. That's number 1 in the league. Contrasting styles here. Lebanon wants to move it, get it up top and go. Solanco wants to grind it out, move the chains, and hold on to the ball. So, interesting crux in this game. Lebanon at Solanco. Okay, guard spot at LS for sole possession of first place. Enjoy. That should be a whale of a game. A couple of great offenses, a couple of really good defenses, and a lot of playmakers. E-Town at Cocalico. Lebanon at Solanco, 7:30 kick in Quarryville, and the granddaddy of all LL League rivalries, I think. That's my opinion. Manheim Central at Conestoga Valley. That's your Section 2 slate. Enjoy the Section 2 games. If I didn't mention, I will be blogging from the Lancaster Catholic at Northern Lebanon game on Friday night. If you can't get out Friday night, come find me there. Hopefully it doesn't rain. I saw rain in the forecast, and that's the last thing I wanted to see. So, okay, there's your Section 2 games. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.